Hi everyone, it's Nina Kane, a performer on the Las Vegas Strip and the co-producer of the Socially Distant Show. I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today about unemployment. So as you have probably heard, 1099 and gig workers are now eligible for unemployment, which is fantastic. So according to the DETR, which is the Department of Employment, Training, and Rehabilitation, you can file for unemployment online. That website is ui.nv.gov. However, they have released a notice that if you are a 1099 worker or a gig worker, that you should wait to file for now. I guess they don't have the new system set up. So you should just keep checking back at the website for updated information, and us at the Socially Distanced Show will also try to keep you updated on that as well. You can also call at 702-486-0350 to file. They're open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. But most people's experience with the phone line is that when they call, it's busy. And then when they do get through, they get a recording that says, due to an unusually high call volume, we won't be taking any more calls for the day. I got that message at 9 a.m. this morning, so they had only been open for an hour and they were already full. So just sit tight. Benefits are coming, but if you and your family are in immediate need of food, please visit 3square.org to find a list of food distribution locations. We don't want anyone going hungry out there. So if you would like to donate, please consider donating to the Socially Distant Show at our GoFundMe or donating to 3Square. Also for our performers, you can visit theactorsfund.org, which has resources for dancers and performers of all kinds. So that's another great website to help people out during this time of need. I know this is a stressful time for all of us, but Las Vegas is a strong community. Our performers all love and support one another, so don't hesitate to reach out if you're having trouble coping. Devin and I are here for moral support, just to talk, or we can direct you to resources if you're struggling financially. If you want to be part of our show, that's amazing too. We are hoping to get out checks in just a few days, so hopefully that will give some relief to so many of us that are struggling. And hopefully for everyone out there watching our performers on the Socially Distant Show has been a distraction from all the stress and chaos, and hopefully we made a few people smile. You can catch our show posted on YouTube on Wednesday night, and also watch our Instagram for mini-sodes. And a huge thank you to all of our supporters and everyone who has donated so far. Bye, guys.
Hey, cool cats and kittens. It's Chloe Vashaw. I have hosted on the Socially Distant Show a couple of times, and if you haven't watched, I am a professional dancer here in Vegas, and I am going through the whole unemployment process, and I'm not succeeding. I just want to kind of tell you guys what's going on my end, just so you can get an idea as to why the Socially Distant Show is doing all of this, because it's really going to be very helpful. And I can't thank everyone enough who has donated, who's helped the show, who's danced, who's hosted. I really do appreciate it, and I can't thank you guys enough. So I looked on my claimant page. They said to call an appeal office because of a question that they're pending on my payment because of a question that I answered. They haven't said if I answered it right or wrong, but they just said call the appeal information number. That'll get you further into hopefully getting money. And I've called. I luckily got a hold of someone. I was on hold for 2 hours, and then she said, you've called the wrong number. You need to call the claim number that everyone's trying to get through to. And I said, your website's incorrect. Can you help me out at all? And she said no, and hung up immediately. So, every day I wake up early, not only for this, just, get on my feet, to not feel so lazy, but I wake up and usually between 8 and noon is when I try and call unemployment. Some days at 11, they say that the call volume's too high to try again tomorrow. Keep in mind they're open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then some days I can get through maybe at 1 until they say the same thing. You start to feel defeated. You start to apply for jobs that are going to put you in risk and your, loved ones around you that you go home to and see. I've applied to 27 places, from a liquor store to a Target, and no one's hiring. I see signs saying that we're hiring, but from my experience, it's actually been for drivers or people with like forklift experience. I'm like, yeah, let me go rent a cat real quick and I'll come and I'll forklift anything for you for money. But yeah, you start to feel defeated. It's a lot. And I've only gotten through once, and the lady was really rude. And speaking on behalf of some of my friends, they've actually gone through with the claim number. And one lady, told my friend, hey, we can't help you. Good luck. We suggest you finding a job because you're not going to see this money for 6 months. And then hung up. And so I understand it's frustrating on both ends. They're stressed. We're stressed. I was informed yesterday that Governor Sisolak did hire an extra 100 people for the phone lines, which is fantastic. Thank you. Hopefully that can kind of settle some things and get it a little bit better. But yeah, it's been really frustrating, and this show is really going to help a lot. I have a lot of friends who are in the same boat as me. They can't get through, and it's just, I really feel for everyone right now. So that's my experience, and thank you guys again for donating. I feel like the unemployment line's always busy. It's like beep, beep, beep. So I might make a TikTok and do a little dance to the unemployment line, so those people who are experiencing it with me will completely understand. But every day's a new day. Every day I wake up hopeful. What time is it right now? It is 10:15 precisely, and I've called already about 50 times. I'm aggressive as well, so I don't know. Some people do it like every 30 minutes, make an alarm, which is great, but I'm like, nope, hang up, try again. So yeah, I'm taking a little break right now. After I make this video, I'm gonna go and start calling again. I'm gonna go walk around a park and call. But yeah, I want people to understand what we're going through. I've also gotten some backlash with sharing the socially distanced show on social media like Facebook, and specifically. And it right now isn't a time for negative comments. This platform is great and it's going to help out a lot of people, whether it's groceries, gas, anything, and a utility bill. Like, this means so much, and I personally do not need any sort of backlash. And unfortunately it is from people in the entertainment industry in town. And whether you worked a W-2 job, which I have, or 1099, which I have, people aren't getting money. It's not, it's slow. It's a slow process. So I personally, I'm trying to be the most positive that I can, and it's unfortunate that some people are still trying to kind of.
Hey everybody, I'm Cassandra Blanc. I am a dancer here in Vegas. So the very first Sunday I filed, right after I was laid off, I started filling out the paperwork, and it told me I was not eligible to collect unemployment because basically I hadn't been working in the state of Nevada long enough to had paid into unemployment enough, so I wasn't eligible. So I was like, cool. Even though working for David Sachs at Vegas' show, I was a W-2, so I should have been able to, but yeah, anyways. So after all the new things were passed and everything changed with unemployment. That next Sunday came up and I was like, all right, now I can file, it'll be fine. And so I filed for unemployment. This is my second Sunday. Filed for it and basically I went through the whole process, submitted my claim, and they said, a little thing popped up at the top saying I need to call the claim center to answer some more questions or fix something on my paperwork or something. So I was like, okay, cool. They're closed on Sunday, so I couldn't do it right when I filled it out. So I called Monday and didn't get through. So I was like, okay, I just used the number that was at the bottom of that page that told me that I needed to call them or whatever. I just used that number. Called Tuesday, nothing. Called Wednesday, Thursday, on and on until I had to refile again. Didn't get an answer all week. And so the third Sunday, I refiled just this past Sunday. And so I refiled then, and it did the same thing. I filled it out the same way, answered the questions to my best ability, and it said that I needed to call in and fix something or yeah. So I called in. I was like, okay, so obviously what I was calling last time didn't work all last week. I need to change something. I need to do something better. So I messaged the girls from my cast, and I was like, hey, I know a lot of you were already collecting unemployment checks. That's awesome. Those of you that had to call in to get things fixed, could you just give me whatever numbers you guys called? Because I know there's a lot of phone numbers out there to call for the claims. I collected 8 phone numbers to start calling. So I was like, great, this should get me through. Sunday, obviously you can't call. So I called at 8 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning, because that's when they open up is 8. And every single line that I called rang busy. And I called 8 phone numbers and they all rang busy. So I literally that morning had a complete meltdown. It was because I just felt like all hope was lost. I was just like, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm doing my best of my ability. So I called a few more times throughout the day, and still all 8 lines rang busy. So, yeah. Tuesday, I messaged my dad that night because he's just someone that I go to when I'm like, what the heck do I do? He was like, listen, he's like, you just need to be on them, so try calling them every hour. So Tuesday, I wake up in the morning again, call them at 8 o'clock, all the lines rang busy. Called them at 9, 10, 11, 12. The lines were busy the whole time. And I called until they closed again at 8 o'clock at night and never got through. And so today is Wednesday, right? Yeah. Today, woke up again, called them at 8 o'clock, nothing. 9, 10, 11. I think when I called it was 1 o'clock when I called. And I've been calling, this whole time I've been calling all 8 numbers every hour. And so at 1 o'clock today, I called the first number. It still rang busy. Called the second number, and I got to the automated voice message. I was like, oh my God, it's happening. We're doing it. And then I answered all the questions that I was asking me, put in like my social and that kind of stuff. And then once I got to the end, the automated system goes, the line is full today for callbacks and for, what did it say? And for appointments. Please try calling again tomorrow. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Okay, it's fine. So I finished calling the rest of the 8 numbers and one more of them. The rest of them rang busy, and then the second to last one that I called, same thing. The automated system came up. So I was like, all right, this just fingers crossed that this one works as well. So same thing, answered all the questions, went through it, and same thing at the very end. It said, sorry, we can't take your call. Our queue's already filled up. There's not enough time / people to take your call today. Please try again tomorrow. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. So I've done what I think is all I can do. I don't really know what else to do. So, yeah. it's hard, but I mean, I'm trying to stay positive, so don't know. Going on week 3 of living off my savings. I'm just glad that I've got that. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm trying my best. I'm gonna, wake up tomorrow morning, like I said, start calling all 8 numbers again at 8 o'clock tomorrow, and if that doesn't work, just keep calling every hour until I get through and they can fix my stuff. So, yeah, well, thanks for listening. And thanks for having me on the show again, Devin and Nina.